Boom. All right,
Nice.
Next up, Fanta, you're getting this one first, man. The talking point this offseason for Kansas has been Remy Martin, right? Whether or not he's good enough, whether or not he could be a natural point guard. But the key to their season, in my mind, is going to end up being David McCormack. If you look at Bill Self's best teams, they always have a motherfucker at the 5, someone you can give the ball to and know you're either going to get a bucket or a foul. Is David McCormack that guy?
Not to the degree that you're saying. I think that David McCormack is a really, really good player. I don't know if he is that type of guy who's going to be the Azubuike, that player in Kansas's system that is absolutely dominating the post. I don't know if I trust him to that degree. However, I think that the Kansas Jayhawks are still in a position where, look, they're going to be a good basketball team if Remy Martin understands that he does not need to shoot the basketball the most out of anybody on this team. He has to set up others to shoot the basketball. And they have some very fitting pieces in their lineup that can make things happen if Remy Martin sets them up. Remy Martin, to me, is the biggest key for Kansas if he embraces Bill Self's system and is able to play the way that the Kansas Jayhawks play offense. McCormack, defensively, I really like him. Do I think, Rob, that on the offensive end of the floor that he is dominating or dictating the way that Kansas plays, and that's the formula for them to be the most successful? I don't think that. What do you think, T.O.? I'm not in that category.
I like McCormack. I mean, he led the Big 12 in field goal percentage last year. And one thing that Self has always done is he doesn't have the size as Udoka Azubuike had before him, but he does a great job of getting his early work done around the basket. So he seals extremely deep. He scores the most of he scores the most baskets without even dribbling. He does a great job of sealing in the post. He's going to be unbelievably efficient once again. While he doesn't have that size offensively, I feel like if he can still be around that 15 to 16 point mark and be a double threat every night, I think he could be Big 12 Player of the Year. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he could be that guy. He is important because of the way Kansas likes to play, but defensively, he's developed into a rim protector. When he came out of Oak Hill, he wasn't quite that. That's the reason it took him a long time to start playing. But he stuck around, he stuck with it, and now he's developed into a solid pick and roll defender. He's developed into a solid rim protector. Remy Martin's important, but I have so much confidence in Bill Self, and I think that's our next question. But I just have a feeling that McCormack's going to have a huge year for a multitude of reasons, but more so than anything, that he's one of the best early work post players in the entire country.
And it took a while for him to get there. Like, that's the thing about it.
Yeah.
When we did this pod last year with Deshaun Butler, like, Deshaun loved McCormack, but it took me a long time to kind of come around on him, because for the first probably month of the season, every time that this dude sealed in the post, he was taking turnaround jumpers. He was fading away from the basket. It was like he thought he was 6'8", 210 instead of 7 foot 250. Like, that dude, once he decides to go through people to the rim, you can't stop him because of how strong he is. And by the time that Big 12 play came around last year, he kind of got to that point. He averaged 24 minutes a game in Big 12 play. He led Kansas in scoring, and he was second on the team in rebounds, in per minute rebounds or per 40 minutes, or however you want to measure that. Like, he was the best rebounder and the best scorer on that team. Like you said, he was the most efficient shooter in the Big 12, and he shot 83% from the foul line. Like, I think that dude is going to have a monster season this year. And I think that he's going to be able to kind of figure out look, if you watch Bill Self play, that dude is so good at scheming up ways to get his 5 men a chance to seal. And the fact, like you said, T.O., he's so good at kind of like the early offense and doing his work before he gets the ball in his hands. I think he's going to be really, really, really effective for him. And I think that's going to be important for a team where I don't know if they have a pro. I don't know if they have an NBA player. I don't know if you can trust O'Shea or Remy Martin or Jalen Wilson. Or
Jalen Wilson is.
Yeah.
Jalen Wilson's a pro.
No, hold on. Can I ask a question here?
Go ahead.
What was the original question?
Whether or not we think David McCormack can be good enough to be able to carry, like, because Bill Self needs a monster 5 man. His best teams have monster post players, and whether or not he's good enough to be that guy. And I think
okay, so here's my take. My one take is I think he's good enough to be that guy. I think some Kansas players have to make sacrifices in order for him to be the guy.